Hey everyone, and welcome. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home anywhere near Knoxville, you've probably noticed something. Prices in certain spots are getting seriously steep. Today, we're going to dig into the smart alternative that a lot of people are turning to. This is your all-in-one 2025 market breakdown for Powell, Tennessee. Does this question right here just hit a little too close to home? If you've been searching in places like Farragut or Hardin Valley, you've seen it firsthand. Prices have just shot up. It's a really common feeling. But you know what? It often leads buyers to a fantastic discovery right next door. And yeah, that discovery is Powell. For years, it's been the go-to answer for folks who want that perfect mix, getting more house for your money, but without giving up all the conveniences that make living around Knoxville so great. It's not just another suburb, it's a real solution. So what's the secret sauce here? What is it about Powell that makes it such a steady, reliable player in the East Tennessee market? Let's break down the key things that keep people wanting to move here. This slide really lays it all out. It's not just one thing that makes Powell so attractive. It's how it all works together. You get great schools, it's a breeze to get on I-75 and head to downtown or Oak Ridge, and you've got all the shopping you need right there. And you get all that with a genuine, friendly, small-town vibe. That complete package, that's what drives its value year after year. All right, so we've talked about the why. Now let's get into the how much. Numbers don't lie, and they tell a pretty interesting story about where the Powell market is right now. This is the stuff you absolutely need to know. Okay, just look at this table. It shows you the incredible range Powell has to offer. You've got clear options for first-time buyers, a really solid mid-range for families that need more room, and even brand new construction if that's your thing. When you compare these price points to other areas, you can see exactly why buyers start shifting their search over here. It's just more attainable. Now, really zero in on this number. If your budget is somewhere between $250,000 and $400,000, well, you're in the absolute sweet spot of the Powell market. This is where all the action is. It's where you're going to see the most competition, and it's where houses sell in the blink of an eye. And a huge reason for all that competition comes down to this one term: low inventory. It's a pretty simple idea, right? There are just more people looking to buy homes than there are homes for sale. And even though we've seen inventory tick up just a little bit, Powell is still very much a seller's market, especially for those nice, well-kept homes. And look at this. This chart shows you exactly what low inventory and high demand actually look like. 5 days. That's insane. If a home is move-in ready and priced right, it's basically gone before the for sale sign even settles into the ground. But look closer. There's also an opportunity here. If you're willing to do a little bit of cosmetic work, you've got more breathing room. And for those bigger, more expensive homes, the pace slows down quite a bit. Okay, so what does all this mean if you're a seller? Well, if you're thinking about putting your home on the market in Powell, all this data says you're in a fantastic position. But, and this is a big but, a strong market doesn't automatically mean you'll get top dollar. You've got to have the right strategy. In this quote right here, it just sums it up perfectly. Yeah, the market is strong, but it's not a total free-for-all anymore. Buyers are being a little more careful, and they expect a home's price to actually match its condition. Keeping your expectations realistic is the name of the game. So how do you make sure you win as a seller? It really comes down to these 3 things. 1, price it smart right from day one, based on what similar homes nearby have actually sold for. 2, make it shine, clean, declutter, make it look inviting. And 3, please invest in professional photos. That online listing is the first showing, and it's where buyers decide if they even want to see your home in person. Okay, let's flip the coin. What about all of you buyers out there? Navigating this kind of market means you have to be prepared, and you've got to have a clear head. Seriously, if you remember one thing from this section, make it this. The number 1 rule for buying a house in Powell this year is being ready to act, and act fast. We saw it in the data. The best homes are literally gone in days. If you hesitate, you're going to miss out. So how do you get ready? First, get fully pre-approved for your loan. And I don't mean just pre-qualified. I mean a solid green light from a lender. It makes your offer so much stronger. Second, know your non-negotiables versus your it would be nice list. And third, try to be open to homes that just need some paint or new carpet. That little bit of flexibility can open up a ton of new options and help you avoid the biggest bidding wars. So we've covered the appeal, we've dug into the numbers, and we've talked strategy for both buyers and sellers. Let's wrap it all up by taking a look ahead. What's the rest of 2025 likely to bring for the Powell housing market? Well, the forecast isn't calling for any crazy dramatic changes. We're expecting prices to keep going up, but at a much more slow and steady pace. Inventory is going to stay tight, which means that competition, especially in that hot under 400K price range, isn't going anywhere. And new construction is going to keep being a big deal, especially for people moving here from out of state.
And this really is the bottom line. Powell isn't some kind of boom and bust market. Its growth is built on a solid foundation of affordability, location, and community. All signs point to a stable, healthy market, which makes it a really solid long-term investment.
So we'll just leave you with this question to think about. While other markets might be up and down, Powell's blend of steady performance and real value makes a pretty compelling case. For a lot of people, that stability isn't just nice to have. It's probably the smartest move you can make in East Tennessee real estate right now. Thanks so much for tuning in.